Let's see. We left off doing something with the options, the email. So why don't we go over to the admin so you can take a quick look at it. Log. It logs all the logins for different things in the program. Preferences. Again, I went over this briefly in the beginning. You set up your printers, your data dictionary. You can change the information within a record if you don't like the way we set it up. Excuse me. You have your daily setup, your backup setup, daily batch setup, dubs if you're doing dubbing. WebMax setup doesn't really apply here so much anymore because everyone's using our Snap system. eConf setup for the mail confirmations and notices. Macro setup, we use macros extensively, so it saves a lot of work. Anyway, there's quite a few things to set up, but once you're set up, you're done. And we do that for you, really. So we'll move on from here, go over to help. And the system has, I think I mentioned earlier, an embedded a manual, resident manual. And so if you're looking for something on a particular topic, let's say we want to go down, we're doing maintenance, and we're in the maintenance directory rather, or file, we want to do maintenance on users. This explains how to set up the users and the numbering system that we recommend. Of course, we'll use whatever numbering scheme you're already using, and this kind of goes over quickly the logic that we employ that I mentioned earlier when I talked about users, districts, and buildings. Every user is attached to a building, every building is attached to a district. And so here's the numbering scheme: 0, 1 for the district, 23 for the building, and 1, 2, 3, 4 for the user. It also should be noted that the Series M, when you enter, if there's a leading 0, you can ignore that when you're keying in the information. It doesn't need for you to type the cent if you're, if there was a long string of zeros at the beginning, it knows what it's doing. So that's how the resident manual is set up to work. Again, a very handy feature. And let's see, what else could we look at here? So we've looked at help, admin, options, utilities. There's the search and replace. You can go in and search, find a field, and change the name of it. Snow days, just what it implies is emergency days, and basically what that amounts to is a snow day is a date in which a normal shipment and delivery did not occur. It's a multi-step process, but you'll have plenty of opportunity to verify what is done at each step. So you can cancel and rebook, extend and stretch. Basically, it gets you through those areas when you're closed down by an emergency. Let's see. Batch cancel, another handy feature. So you can call up, look up a user, any user here, and then, or by building, or by title, by route, by date, etc. So you can cancel all those bookings, and then put in new criteria over here, and then rebook it. And it's pretty handy, and you can share things as well. It's quite well, it's a very handy feature, and it explains how to use it here, but it's pretty straightforward. Let's see, let's see, utilization. Really, if you just want to take a quick gander at how many districts you have, how many buildings, users, producers, titles, etc., it will tell you all that. Depending on the speed of your system, it tells you how much free space you have on your server and what's in use currently. So you can see here we have, let's see, prints, 15,557 prints, and 10,198 titles, 899 producers, 4,017 users, 184 buildings, 37 districts. There's other information in here too, but this is the important part. And let's see, we can go back to options and look at TOMS real quick. You want to do chapterization. We talked about this. This is a powerful module. So if you want to use our streaming system called TOMS and you want to take a piece of media that you have the rights to but did not come to you necessarily chapterized, that's where you can go in and break it into segments. And in this case, they've done it with this First Aid for Sports Injuries already, and which is a streaming title. Very handy system, easy to use, but that's another one of our options. And what else is in here? So you can import information and then also see the reports that are associated with it. We'll get into that in a minute. I think it might be time to move on to the online interface that's used by teachers. So let's go over to the online catalog. Now, it probably isn't showing that. Now I think about it, I'm going to have to pause here. Okay, we're back. Well, it looks like it may be capturing this screen. I won't know until I look at it later. But in the meantime, we are in the SNAP system, which is our search engine online aggregator or online catalog. And this is our demo, of course. I'm just logged in as myself in administration. The SNAP system for an administrator, which is the level I would be because I'm working in the admin section of the operation. It provides me with a menu that's not available to teachers, and that would be the admin menu. We'll get into that more in a moment here. The basic layout of the system is as follows. This top left corner is for your artwork logo, so you can customize it so it's branded your way. And we even have customers who removed the name Snap and called it something else. Down below, these are the vendors that we're working with in terms of the authentication and streaming. So when you log into Snap, you're logged into any of these systems that you have permission as a user, a teacher, student to look at or be using. Most are subscription based, some are free, like the National Archives, Library of Congress, Gutenberg. Those are three that I know for certain are free. The idea with Snap is, well, besides the fact that it grabs all this data on the fly, you don't have to catalog it locally. It also is equipped with single sign-on, which is true single sign-on. Once you're in the system, you don't have to log in again after your search has been completed. Basic menu for a teacher would be, or student, well, a teacher, we'll start with a teacher. They'd have a search menu, basic search, which is the default, advanced search, which is Boolean, and you can produce these lists. Then you have my account, which is my profile, which is, well, again, we'll get into those more in a second. And then my cart, scheduled items, checked out items, past orders, and batch reorder. These all have to do with booking, which is directly related to this cart. If the system is not equipped to do booking, you would only see my profile and my digital history under my account. Resource list allows the patron or user to put together a list of things that they like. A shared list they can share with other people between them, you know, like a special group or students, the teacher and students, and public lists. They might want to see them. Contact us, it means they're going to contact, the user would be contacting the resource center. And feedback, same thing, and request for purchase would go to the resource center. Again, they would not have a admin menu. Then they would also have a print page, so they could print the information. I mentioned earlier PDF style catalogs. Users like to use those or produce those. Then help, system goes out to YouTube, and we have a page on YouTube for tutorials which show you those more about that later. Basic idea is you have help and it's available anytime. So this page was customized, so you can customize yours because it's a style sheet. So the idea is you would put whatever you want on your front page, and you can see there's a link here to customize it as an administrator only. Users are not allowed to do that. And so then this is the area where they would be doing their work. Again, we're in the search, basic search. I Want It All is a browse. It shows everything that the system is currently indexing, which is a process we call cataloging. They're interchangeable. Cataloging in the true sense means that was somebody keyed in. What I'm saying is this indexing process eliminates the need to catalog material locally. All of this material you see here coming from all these vendors, which amounts to almost, well, in this case there's about 300 plus thousand items that we currently are indexing for this demo. A very small portion is cataloged locally in the Series M system, which we would call bookable items. That's the way we refer to them. In the case of Sedate, in the case of Snap, it's all done automatically behind the scenes, and there's no human intervention unless you want to use it that way. Snap is a standalone program. It treats Series M, our booking program, just like it treats all these sources, as a source. So if you were to eliminate the delivery or booking of materials to the classroom, but you still need an online system for teachers to use for all your digital assets, Snap will do that. That's by design. It's a brand new design, Web 2 technology, and so if you decided to retire the booking, or Series M in this case, or your MediaNet, you still have Snap and be working right along. So we call it future proofing. You're ready for the future. So key in a word here. Let's say we Snap usage report, so I can look at usage, all usage by vendor, producer, media resources, and then specific areas. Again, another breakdown. I can look, even have it set up to look at search terms. But the power of the program would be that, well, there's quite a few things. Number one, it allows me to look at everything that's happening in Snap, based on some criteria. And so in this case, it always excuse me, defaults to the month that just closed out, which would be November. And this is what happened in November. This was some of the vendor sources, producers, media type resources, and number of requests for those items. Now if I wanted to back up the calendar, I would go back here and I could type in a new date, or just shuttle it back to the last December, so I can look at it for really 1 year. And I'll move this over to current date, hit refresh, and it's going to be quite a bit different here. So you see that it's really expanded it a great deal. And so this in and of itself is handy. And again, I could change the format here, and so now it just moves everything this way, based in numerical order. Excuse me. So another thing I can do, though, is take this information, and if I have Excel on my computer, it'll just send this file right over to Excel automatically and open it up for me, and then I can do whatever I want with the data. It's a very handy feature, and people have been very pleased with it, the way that works. Okay, so if I also want to go and say I want to just look at search terms, what people have been using for searching, here's some ideas that they've used right here. And now again, I can back this up and go back to, like I said, a year ago in this case, and reset this side over here and hit refresh. And again, you see that it's This lets me know what people are searching for. Maybe I need to find more material that's, on this area that's so popular. And so again, all this information can be sent out to the Excel system. The reports menu is very powerful, and so if I have a vendor coming in, I can just say, say it's one of these vendors wants to visit me to tell me that they have some new information. I can say, well, in the last 12 months, I can just show them that here's what happened in regard to your material. We've only had 17 people, looks at your material. Now this is a demonstration, so clearly these numbers don't reflect really good usage, but the idea is you as an administrator can use it to find stuff very quickly and immediately, information, and show it to your superiors as well. So that's how that all works. And then there's some other things you can do in here. You can change the login procedure, edit the resource types if you want to. If you do have any local data, you can work on it right here. Snap is equipped with a MySQL backend so that you can store data in it if you want to, but generally speaking, most people just leave it at the vendor and let Snap grab it on the fly and index it. So let's do this. Let me see if I can make a little PDF out of this displayed item here. See what it looks like. And now it's telling me down here, do I want to look at this? I want to open this. Okay, let's see if we can get it to open up. Ta-da! There it is. Page 1. Now, I could change this around if I wanted to, but with my particular PDF system or Adobe, I have editing. But in any event, that's how that works. Very handy, very convenient. I'm going to say that concludes our demonstration of the products. And I want to thank you for visiting with us today, and hope that if you have questions or would like to series them in Snap, if you have any more questions, please feel free to give me a call at 800-634-6057 or email me, that's Randy, R-N-D-Y, at tekdata.com, tekdata.com. Thanks again. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.